UFC 301, Locky two-step comes through with relative ease as Miktabek Orobai goes out there and defeats Elvis Brenner, and Kyle Bahia goes out there and finishes Paul Craig and cashes that chalky minus 150 Locky two-step. The Locky Trinity also came through for us at minus 102 as Michel Pereira made quick work of Ihor Potieria. Again, these the parlays for UFC 301 a little bit chalkier than I would like them to be, but you have to take advantage of those spots that seem to be surefire spots, and they definitely were surefire considering how easily they were able to dispose of their opponents. We've been absolutely killing it with the Locky two-step and Locky Trinity parlays in 2024. If you want early access to these where you'll get better odds since I locked them in on Monday and dropped them to the Patreon folks, make sure you guys check out the Lock of the Night Patreon page. Link for that in the description below. Otherwise, you have to wait until Friday afternoon to get this free parlay. And as you'll see with the parlay that I dropped for you guys here, you're not going to get as good of a line as we got on Monday when we locked it in. So either take less good odds or sign up to the Patreon page and get in on those better odds and try to continue this killing streak that we've been on with the Locky Trinity and Locky two-step in 2024. All right. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. First step up in the Locky two-step is going to be Shawn Woodson as he goes up against Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. Obviously, Caceres provides a little bit of resistance and sketchiness in regards to the unorthodox striking approach that he takes, but I think that Woodson has done a great job and especially showcased it in his last matchup against Charles Jourdain, where he was able to keep the more erratic fighter at bay by utilizing his footwork, his jab down the pipe, and stellar takedown defense to keep this fight in the realm that he feels most comfortable in. A lot of people are pointing to the Luis Saldana fight for Woodson, but you have to give him his credit considering how badly he was hurt in the first round of that fight, but still managed to battle back and get a draw in that fight compared to how it was looking for him in the first round. Very good fight IQ and very good resiliency as well. But people fail to realize that Luis Saldana is a very solid, crisp, and technical striker and has a solid size and reach of his own, which I think is what ultimately caused Woodson some issues. But I think we'll see Woodson do a great job in terms of keeping Caceres at bay, nullifying any of his takedown or unorthodox striking approaches, and just sticking behind that jab, that 1-2 down the pipe, that front kick up the middle, and trotting his way to a decision victory. The second step in the Locky two-step is going to be Carlos Ulberg. A little bit chalkier than most people would like to take a shot here on the New Zealand fighter, but I think that we saw in Alonzo Menifield's last fight against Dustin Jacoby that he struggles with guys that are able to effectively control range and distance. Although he did manage to land knockdowns in the second and third rounds, those came few and far between, which allowed Jacoby to still win 90% of that matchup. Unfortunately, the optics of him getting dropped badly like he did in the second and third rounds caused Jacoby to lose that fight, but I expect better patience and technique here and striking defense from the Ulberg side, who will utilize a lot of lateral movement and a very busy jab to bust up Manfield from range, and that should allow him to go out there and, similar to Woodson, trot his way to a decision victory and hopefully, therefore, cashing our Locky two-step, which I was able to lock in at plus 107 earlier this week when I dropped it to the Patreon folks. As of right now, as of this recording, you guys can get minus 106. So missing out on some plus money there. Line moving about 10 points or so. Again, another benefit of hopping on the Patreon page for this Locky two-step Locky Trinity parlay. All right, to complete the Locky Trinity, you guys can add in a little bit of a sketchy spot, but feeling pretty good about it. We're going to go with Slavaklaus Vyacheslav Borchev as he goes up against Chase Hooper in a classic striker versus grappler matchup. However, luckily for Borchev, MMA is a game that starts on the feet every single time out, and I think that we'll see him establish his striking very well by utilizing that 1-2, his combination striking, and battering Hooper on the feet before Hooper can effectively get in on any takedown attempt of any substance, and I think that we'll see the continued improvements in the takedown defense from Vyacheslav Borchev, but also knowing that Hooper is going to be diving for legs pretty much this entire fight, he will be much more educated, disciplined, and patient with his approach, but I still think it will allow him to go out there and find a finish in the second or third round as Hooper starts taking way more damage than he should be taking in this spot. So if you were to throw in Vyacheslav Borchev and lock in this Locky Trinity on Monday, you were able to get plus 237. As of right now, you're able to get plus 220 as there has been action on all three of these fighters throughout fight week. Regardless, still not a bad 3-leg parlay there at plus 220. There you guys go. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. Make sure you guys come back to the channel for the top 3 prop bets and long shot that I have for you guys later today. See you guys then. Peace.